All right, guys, I'm very excited to bring this next guest. This guest had the audacity to bring the same name to this broadcast. Like, I'm looking at him right now. It's a younger, better jiu-jitsu version of me is what I see in front of me. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. One, Raphael Ferreira. No.
Almost.
Raphael, no. Screw it. Raphael Ferreira.
There you go.
There we go.
That's pretty good.
You know what it was? It literally, when we said take out the R, initially,
you took out the second
I just started taking out everything. So now I'm
no R's.
But do you go by Rafa? How do we do
Usually, at jiu-jitsu, people call me Rafa.
That's what it, okay.
Yeah.
Can I tell you my issue?
What's your issue?
Okay.
Everybody calls you Rafa, even though
I go by Raf.
Yep.
Here's why. I know people named Rafa who are very good at jiu-jitsu. And I don't think I can handle that.
Yeah.
As it is, Raphael Lovato and I, we've interviewed, we're friends, and we've been at similar jiu-jitsu places, and we've been near each other, and somebody yells out like, "Hey, Raphael," and we both turn around and go, "Oh, right, the important one." Sorry. So it's going to be a problem this season. So I want to make sure we have our boundaries set. That you're going to be the Rafa, and I'll be Raf. And as long as we set these boundaries, we're good, right?
Yeah, for now.
What are you anticipating here, sir?
I mean, look, I go by all names, and I feel like for you to just take Raf is kind of unfair.
Have you gone by Raf
the whole name all the time.
You go by Raf all the time. How many of your friends call you Raf?
Probably all of my friends outside of jiu-jitsu call me Raf.
But see, this is jiu-jitsu. I feel like
I have to separate them. Okay, that's fair. You get this time.
We get custody battles of the names here, sir.
When at jiu-jitsu, I get Rafa. Okay.
Because what's going to happen is somebody's going to be confused if they see us at the same place during the season.
There you go.
And I have news for you. I'm around. So
all the time?
Yeah, it's going to be a thing that it's going to get weird. So I just want to make sure we're in agreement on how we talk to people and where we go from there. Pleasure to meet you, young man. Very excited to have you on this season. What is your assumption, or what is your make of all of this? Because you're at a castle right now. It's media day. You've got a lot of us talking at you. Like, what is going through your mind right now?
Oh, man, I think I'm handling it better than I expected at all. I was not, I don't know. I've always, I'm always apprehensive to be behind the camera, but I feel like I have some natural skill. I don't feel like I completely freeze up, which has happened to me before. I think, I don't know why this time it feels pretty natural.
Can I ask a question here? Because what you do in jiu-jitsu puts you in a very dangerous setting.
Sure.
And no fear there. But then apprehension behind a camera. It's not uncommon, but may I ask for you in your particular case, why do you think that is?
The fear behind the camera?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's a fear. I think I wouldn't consider myself a perfectionist, but I put an emphasis on performance in anything I do. So I just want to look good, and I've worked on projects like personally, and I'm less than a novice. I'm like, I know nothing, right? And so then I look at it, I'm like, that's not how I wanted it to turn out. So I'm not necessarily afraid to be behind the camera, but I want to make sure what I do looks good, And so I'm pretty happy with how things are turning out today.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, here's the nice part is, I like to tell people, I was a speech and debate coach and competitor.
Yeah.
So the way you guys compete in jiu-jitsu was how I, as a kid, was competing, and I got a full ride to compete for that.
Yeah.
So like they treated it like a sport. So to me, when I see people who I think are very good at jiu-jitsu, I try to loan them some tips. I try to tell them this. The one thing I'll tell you right off the bat for you is you have a good personality and you're exuding that. So whatever it is you're doing, you're not putting on a facade. This was exactly how you were talking to me off camera. So that's a very
put on a facade, be a little extra. I'm just kidding.
When we come into the PGF, everybody here is a caricature. The one thing that's hard to teach people though is how to take your personality and turn it up to 11. Right. That's what we want.
Yes.
So in jiu-jitsu, we have a lot of guys who are pretending to be heels or bad guys.
Right.
And I go, if you're not a real heel in real life, it looks dumb.
Yeah.
So you strike me as a baby face, a nice kid.
Yeah.
Super well done. I have to ask
I'm excited to play the villain. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking.
Godspeed if you are.
Make everybody's job difficult.
And you know what? If I'm wrong and you are a great villain the whole time, it'll be the biggest surprise of the season.
Yeah, that's why I'm so good at it.
Good for you. I want to ask this. Did you take a look at how everybody else was dressed today? And do you feel like you dressed the way you wanted to?
Yeah.
Because they basically left it open-ended. And I'm sure you noticed everybody took it a different way.
Yeah, everybody took it differently. He said, Brandon, he said, dress like a professional. And I thought professional. I'm like, okay, well, there's business professional, there's jiu-jitsu professional. To me, I'm a jiu-jitsu guy. And if I'm going to be professional, what I wear is what a jiu-jitsu professional would wear. So this is my, actually I have some outfits I don't really appreciate in my wardrobe. That just old clothes. I don't buy a lot of clothes, but I'm like, I look pretty good in this. It fits nice. It feels like me. So I said, well, I'm a professional and this is my professional clothes. So if somebody were to say that I was underdressed, I did bring a collared shirt just in case.
Did you?
I did.
Why didn't you wear that? Like, why did you go with this instead? Because
like I said, that's not something I would typically wear.
Gotcha.
Okay. This is my professional clothing. This is what I would wear if I were going to do something for jiu-jitsu, right? And if that's my profession, this is my professional attire. Other than a rash guard.
Yeah. But listen, Danaher. Okay. Get out of here, Dan. The one thing I do want to say about this is everybody here, without saying words, non-verbally says something. Sure. You know what your t-shirt says to me?
I think it's really open to interpretation. Sure. I think people often actually project.
Whatever. Yeah. There's no way I'm projecting here. So take a load off that. What I think you're projecting to us actually is athlete, because New Balance. So you're wearing a New Balance shirt. Now, the one thing I'm saying about this is I'm like, kid, don't give away the goods. Like, let's get you sponsored first. All right. And let's have you wear the sponsor first. Yeah. Or it says you're a dad. And I don't know if you wear New Balance shoes. Not. Okay. I hope not.
I don't know. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, there's not even a chance. So
I'm very glad that was the answer. I hope not.
Well, I mean, if it happens,
you never know in this day and age. Having said that, that was kind of the read I got when you were at the stairs right there. As I looked over and I go, oh, he's wearing an athlete shirt. Okay. That was the open-ended part of it. So that's very good. I'd like to ask this. How did you get involved with the PGF? How did you get the call? How did all of this come together for you?
The call to come here or the call to fight?
Just to be in the PGF this season.
So my professor, he was looking around at competitions. He was like, man, there's this competition and they're going to pay out. And I was like, pay out? 100,000? I was like, nuh-uh, right? And so I'm like, okay, whatever. There's a qualifier in Texas, good matches. I was like, oh, there's quite a few athletes, fun rule set, fun bracket. So I went over there and then, they're doing the rules seminar and it's very rudimentary. It's like at a gym, and they're describing the rule seminar and guys yelling in the crowd. It was just like, oh, okay, this is very like local roomy thing. But as they started talking, I realized this is really serious. Yeah. I realized what the PGF was really going to be and that this qualifier was just an opportunity to be a part of it. So I ended up losing Texas and I was like, shoot, I really want to be a part of this. And I realized that Vegas, I think it was about 2 or 3 weeks later, was my last opportunity. So I just zoned in. I was like, I'm a big proponent of visualization. Not just in jiu-jitsu, not just as an athlete, but in any part of life, right? The way you want to be, become that before it happens, right? Like before I came here, I want to be a floaty person. I try to embody that in my entire life. And so I started doing a lot of that, a lot of visualization. I'm going to win, not I'm going to win, but I feel like a champion. You perform when you're confident. So that was probably the biggest thing, really locking in. I haven't been excited for a tournament for a little while before Vegas, right? I was just kind of competing. I wouldn't necessarily say burnout, but the excitement wasn't there. So then when Vegas came up, I got ready. I went to compete and I actually won that qualifier with 3 submissions out of the 4 matches. So
congratulations to you. Like, when that was going on, what did that experience feel like for you? Was it intense? Did it feel like a normal competition? Because you were mentioning how you're like, when you walked in, you saw the surroundings and it didn't feel different to you. Right. So did that put you at ease? Like, what was that experience like for you all around?
So the first one, I have difficulty competing at local competitions because I like to be very aggressive and very dominant. And I feel like that's not the place in local. Like you break the guy's arm and all your friends are watching, they're like, ooh, So I don't like to do that. So I was like, shoot, how do I act? And my coach, he just said, this is your chance to dominate. If the guy doesn't tap, you blow it, And I was like, man, okay. So I got there and everybody was watching. It was a very intimate atmosphere. Everybody's sitting on the mat. There's no fence. And as I started performing, you see the guys, like you see the same guys competing through the bracket. Everybody knows kind of what's going on because everybody's watching, right? There's only one match at a time. And the crowd just grew, in support for each of the athletes and this kind of story built up. And I really felt good. I felt more confident with each win, right? I felt more confident. not just in positions, but I felt more confident in the atmosphere, able to perform. You know, the permission was there. Like, it really is. If the guy isn't going to tap, I got to take this home. At the end of the day, I want to be part of this. It's a big deal, right? It's the Professional Grappling Federation, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm taking the same risks a pro is taking. I'm going to tap. I hope the other guy taps, you know? And that was the biggest shift, you know, from the first one to the second one. It was like, okay, I'm really here to win. I'm going to give it everything.
Okay. What happens from my perspective on this side is a lot of these guys come in and they're good names.
Yeah.
But some of them don't have to qualify.
Mm-hmm.
And what I've seen is the people who do come from the qualifiers, depending on how they perform, up or down, wherever it is, they seem to come more like relaxed because they had to already earn their way into it. You had 2 cracks at it. So now, do you feel warm? Do you feel ready for this competition? Because that might be a slight advantage in that you've already had that high pressure situation of just trying to get in and going up against some solid talent. Do you feel like you have that edge in that way for you?
Yeah, I think I tried to ignore edges, right? Edges isn't an advantage. Mm-hmm. I think at the end of the day, you're doing the best you can do. So that's what I'm really focused on. I'm not focused on the other guy very much. I mean, clearly there will be advantages, right? Weight, strength.
Wait, hold on. No. IBJJF, no advantages in terms of this. Let's be very clear. We're sub only. Thank you. Don't listen to the child. Very exciting jiu-jitsu, not grip off gi. I won by advantage. So anyway, just want to make that clear. Go ahead.
Yeah. There is edges, right? I'm not going to say the A word anymore. Obviously, it's a trigger word. But yeah, so I try to focus on myself. Every competition I come into, I come in with the mindset that I already won, right? I come in fighting as if I'm already a champion because I felt the confidence grow before in a tournament where I wasn't confident. I'm not confident and I start winning and the momentum builds. So I say, why would you build the momentum when you can just come in? Come in with the momentum, come ready to kill. So it's not necessarily that I competed in the PGF before and so, you know, I'm kind of familiar with it. I think I'm more familiar with kind of how the refs are going to be and you know, how you guys are going to be judging it. And I'm more familiar with everybody, what they're looking for, but I'm just hungry. You know, for me, it's not necessarily a comfortability thing or not. It's just about being hungry. I really want it, you know?
Let me ask this. For you, you're going to be a new person to a lot of people, not just us in jiu-jitsu. But to this brand new audience, because we're reaching new audiences with PGF. What do you think, need to know basis? People need to know about you, Raphael, the person.
I'm just having fun. A lot of people will come up to me and they'll say, wow, it must be hard or that's impressive. I'm really just having fun. And I think everybody should be having fun in every part of their life. I just graduated high school. And I always hated school. And this last year, I really learned how to have fun, not with friends, fun doing the work. You know, you're going to have to do the work anyways. It's necessary in anything you're going to do, right? I mean, eating is work. I'm always eating because if not, I'll lose weight.
I was about to say, I was like, eating is definitely not work for this guy.
Maybe not eating is different for you.
First of all, don't agree that heavily, kid. But second of all, yes, I do feel like from a perspective, I share that with you,
right?
Which is, and I don't want to sound like the oldest person in the world here, but there was a time, young man, when everybody was so serious in jiu-jitsu. And we were a comedy show that came in and people would be like, you can't say that. That's kind of offensive. And I'm like, we're just trying to have fun, bro. And they're like, oh no, it's very disrespectful or whatever. And I go, like, disrespectful is different. Like, I didn't slap anybody in the face.
You slapped IBJJF in the face with that.
I mean, they deserve that. Let's be real.
All right. Okay.
IBJJF used to credential me. And then they didn't. Do you know why? Because I wanted to do interviews. And they're like, oh, we don't do those here. And I go, is it a secret? Like, we shouldn't keep jiu-jitsu a secret. We should talk to the people. Like, if you win, I want to talk to you.
You're putting me at risk here, man. They're not going to let me compete anymore.
Oh, they don't care.
As long as I give them my money.
As long as you just go like, wow, Raph, what a situation. They're not going to judge you. I'm old now. They don't care. But for me, I think the difference is I still watch and support IBJJF because I also train in the gi. But for me, it's just recognizing the strengths and weaknesses of every event.
For sure.
And I love people who do both. A lot of people do not. And that's fine. But for me, when I see somebody like you who goes both languages and you can speak that gi language and that no gi, and you're just a competitor who's trying to have fun, I think that does reach to us. So I'm glad you mentioned that. And so I hope the audience will be able to capture that and take that away from you when you're back on the mats.
I hope it goes further. I want to, it's not necessarily a message, but I hope, when you see somebody you admire, it's because you see something that maybe you want or you see in yourself, and I do that all the time. I have various teachers and role models, whether I know them in person or I just see them online, and so I hope people can take that. If they find something they admire in me, to know I'm nothing special. Everybody has that.
Hey, come on, man. I mean, you're a good kid. I'm not going to tell you you're not special and be like, yes, I agree with that. Seems like a terrible thing. Let me ask, what are your expectations for this season?
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, there's a lot in this season. Do you want to be more specific, or should I just be very broad?
Open-ended. It's the same kind of prompt that you got for apparel. So it's a choose your own adventure on what expectations are. It could be expectations for what you expect in competition.
Yeah.
It could be what you expect from the experience. It's open to your interpretation.
I don't want to sound greedy, but I expect to make some money.
Okay.
I don't really make a lot of money. My parents support me in training, and I'm just focused on school and training, so I don't make any money. Sure. So I'm excited to make some money, and I'm excited to show out. I think finally I'm going to have some eyes. And for me, it doesn't make a difference if I have eyes or not. It doesn't make a difference if I perform this one or not. I will always perform. I will always be hungry, like I mentioned. But I'm excited that people will be watching. I think I might gain some traction. And I think it'll open up opportunities to me that I feel not necessarily entitled to, or that I'm owed them, or that I deserve them, but I think I'm ready for. I think I'm ready for a lot of opportunities that haven't quite presented themselves yet. And I think this is going to be a big opportunity opportunity for me. Might open a couple doors.
Good man. I'm excited to hear that from you. Let's say this. If I were to ask you this question, what would you respond? The question is, what would winning the PGF mean to you?
Man, I think this is a tough one, because I do think the PGF is special. It has a special place with me already. It's really exciting. It's different than anything I've ever been involved with. But in a sense, I am always just working, having fun with the journey, right? So winning the PGF, to me, what it would mean, I guess you could say it would mean that I did all the work to win it. That's all that it would mean. It would mean that I've gone to the place that I wanted to. And in a sense, not to be cocky, but I've already won it. And that's how I'm going to act, right? I'm going to act as if I've already won it. That's how I always walk into tournaments. I'm ready to accept loss. I'm ready to accept failure, but I'm going to live as if I've already won it. And so it won't really be different. I already feel that way. I already feel that I've beat all the guys I need to.
Let me, unsolicited advice here. The advice I'd like to give you is this. You should. You should 100% act like that. Yeah. That's why we chose you. Like, if you're here and you're in this qualifier process, you make it all the way through, you've already earned your spot.
Yeah.
So from here on in, it would rob yourself of performing better if you didn't think like that.
Right.
So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for who's going to emerge as a champion. Yeah. And if you don't conduct yourself as one, then you're not probably going to be a champion. Of course, yeah. So at the very least, you owe that to not only yourself, but the many people who here, I'm sure, are going to believe in you. So we're very much looking forward to that. Last thing here, sir. I want you to look into that camera right there. That's your camera. And I would love for you to tell the people where they can find you and where they can follow you, and any quick little shout outs you want to give, sir. Yeah. All yours.
I'm on Instagram. It's Raphael Ferreira _BJJ. RAPHAEL FERREIRA, and then _BJJ. And I have way too many people to shout out. There's just so much support for me all the time. I think just the biggest people is going to be my mom and my coaches. I'm sorry I left my dad out. I'm leaving too many people out. If I start going on, the list won't end. But yeah, my mom's always there for me. She always does a lot of work with me. Mentally, I feel I perform very well when she works with me. And then obviously my coaches, all the effort and work they're putting into me. And then a lot of other people, but it's going to be a long one. So I'm just going to save it.
Here's what you do. You keep winning, and every time you win, you can
thank somebody else. Exactly. Okay, there you go. I'll write a list. I'll start crossing them off. There you go.
Do the Academy Awards thing. Be like, there's a little crawl at the bottom. I took out an add in variety. It's all good. Rafa, I have to say, pleasure to meet you, sir.
Great to meet you.
We are looking forward to roasting you all throughout the year.
Good luck.
I don't need luck to do that, honestly.
Go ahead.
What am I going to make fun of right now?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I should start with this. Is the mop concerned that it's been borrowing part of your head because it would like to go back where it was posted originally?
Yeah.
Is that good?
I mean, it's just low-hanging fruit that everybody grabs that one,
Yeah, it's something you say when you have nothing else to say.
Yeah,
but
I'm sure it'll get better.
Oh,
I'm sure it'll get better.
Here's the nice part. I don't know how to tell you this. When I told you to act like a champion?
Mm-hmm.
There is no way you're better at jiu-jitsu than I am better than at roasting people.
Okay, we'll see. Maybe I'll have to pick up a new skill set this season.
I hope so.
Yeah, we can go back and forth.
We're looking forward to it. And congratulations on clearing the bar of high school, young man.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're out so that you can go beat up people now. Anyway, we're looking forward to you.
Yeah.
Hey, don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back.